I used to be terrified of scary movies. And I'm not meaning the scary movies, like the funny scary movies, like the one with Charlie Sheen and Anna, whatever her name is. I used to be terrified of horror movies. Now, what does the MCD do when he's in his early 20s and he's scared of horror movies? He makes himself watch a bunch of horror movies. Now, I didn't stop being scared of horror movies up until the age of 24. So, I know you probably look at this super masculine 185 pound 5'11" on a good day male and you're like, there's no way that the MCD was scared of horror movies. But ladies and gentlemen of the court, I will be here and honest, I was scared of scary movies. But I watched a horror movie a year ago. One that at one point, when it first came out, when my fiance wanted to watch it and we were both watching it, I had to stop watching it because it made me feel so uncomfortable. I was freaking out. That movie was called Hereditary. And I know the audio is kind of weird, but you gotta forgive me. It's 80 degrees out here. I'm burning up, and I have no AC, so I hope you don't mind. But that movie was called Hereditary. Now, Hereditary is a really good movie. Really good horror movie. Makes you feel weird, for sure. And I finally watched it last year, or 2 years ago, I mean. And when I watched it, I realized while I was watching it that this was more fascinating than it was scary. And it was unconscious, too. So it's not like I consciously got over my fear of horror movies. Now I can watch any horror movie. I don't care what it is. I've watched The Eyes of My Mother not too long ago. If you want to see a really weird movie in a different language, a horror movie, watch The Eyes of My Mother. That movie is fucked. Oh my god, bro. That movie is fucked. But anyways, it just hit me one time. I was halfway through Hereditary, and I was more fascinated by what was going on than I was scared. And once I realized how fascinating horror is, like psychological thrillers are, I was never scared of them again. Now, of course, horror movies are meant to scare you, but that's why I go for them now. I want to go to a scary movie. I want to get scared. I want to be at the edge of my seat. I want to be jumping in my seat, dude. I want it. I want all of it. Where before I would be freaking out, you know. I'd be having a fucking really bad time here. But it just stopped happening after I started watching multiple. Now, I watched a few horror movies before Hereditary. Like, I remember I made it a mission. It was like 2 years ago. I was like, I'm making it a mission a year or two ago to watch horror movies. So I watched two. Oh! I watched Hereditary, then Weapons came out. So it was somewhere around that time. Maybe 2025. Hereditary, and then I just went obsessed with horror movies, and then I watched Weapons, loved Weapons. What did I watch before that? I can't even remember now, but it was really scary, and it freaked me out, and I had to stop watching it. And then I got to Hereditary, which was scarier than the last one. I remember that for sure. It was scarier than the last one. Nelson! And, that was my buddy Nelson, my coworker. Hereditary was scarier. Like, anybody who's watched Hereditary knows that it was scarier than most horror movies out there. Or more making you feel weird. And it just clicked for me one day. So, if you're trying to get over your fear of horror movies, I would say just watch them. Doesn't matter how scared you get. And I know sometimes the theater can make it kind of weird, because I'm able to watch any horror movie ever now in theaters. But theaters used to make me feel trapped when I was watching a horror movie. I would start kind of slow. I would start at watching old horror movies or new horror movies at your house. That's what I would recommend. In a comfortable place, that's where I would do it. Oh, well. I would start at your house, and I'd clean up your house first. And you don't think this would make a difference, but your house is dirty. If your house is dirty and you try watching a scary movie, you'll instantly get more stressed. I don't know if that's just me, but that was also a big thing for me. If I was watching a horror movie and my house was dirty, like clothes everywhere, it would make it worse back in the day. Now the house can be trashed and I can just watch any horror movie. It doesn't matter to me. Because now I think most horror movies are bad. I've spent some time looking up what is an actual good horror movie on Reddit, and it gave me Hereditary, Weapons, a few of them. I watched those. They were pretty good, and don't go on Reddit. Don't be a Reddit mod. Let's just get that out the way, guys. Don't be a Reddit mod. That's too much of a form of degeneracy, okay? But it gave me some good movie suggestions for the horror thing. And what was I going on about? I don't even know what I was going on about now. Oh, clean up your house, dude. If your house is dirty and you try watching a horror movie at home, it might make you more stressed. So clean up your house, get your favorite blanket, bucket of popcorn, whatever it is. Go in with the intention of finishing the movie. Finish the movie. So there's your 4 steps. Clean the house. Get a comfortable thing like a blanket or something like that. Bucket of popcorn. Watch the movie. Finish the movie. 5 simple steps. Now I would repeat it again, but I've forgot the steps, so you're just gonna have to go back in the video and rewatch that part. That's pretty much what I did, and now I can just, if I get a whim, like I watched Backrooms last week. Now, the hate on Backrooms is kind of fucking unjustified because it's really not a bad movie. It's a weird movie. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a scary movie. I think it's a movie more about your psychology or anything, which I was not expecting going into that. I thought it was going to be like the Backrooms game where you just run around in these back rooms but I liked it though. But I wouldn't say it was a horror movie. It didn't really scare me. It just made me think. And then people were comparing it to Obsession. And it's just like, come on, bro. Obsession's the best horror movie I've seen. And like, so keep in mind, I've been watching horror movies like almost every night, which probably isn't good for me. It's probably why I have nightmares. Obsession's probably the best one I've seen since I started watching horror movies. I think it's better than Hereditary, but not by much. Like, if Hereditary is at like 95%, Obsession's probably at like 98.5%. Obsession's really good. It's really good. I'm sure you guys have been seeing the posts everywhere. Yeah, like Indy, what was her name? The girl who played Nikki. That girl, I see her on TikTok all the time now. Beautiful performance. This is not a video about Hereditary or Obsession, okay? I've already made a video like that. I'm sorry. Those are the 5 steps you need. Back there, rewind the video, watch them to get better at watching horror movies. And then you don't have to be that guy that's like, oh, let's just watch a funny movie. Because I used to be that guy. I was such a fucking pussy, bro. I was such a bitch. Such a whiny little bitch, bro. Can't believe I was like that. Because now I don't even like watching anything else but horror movies now. Or psychological thrillers. I want something that's going to make me think about my life. I want to walk out of that movie like, oh, I also watched Undertone when that came out, and it was decent. But levels below Hereditary or Obsession. But if you take this video and you start watching horror movies and you get better at watching horror movies and it's not as scary to the point where you're freaking out, then come back to this video, say it worked, and send me about $5. That's all I'll ask for. Send me $5, say it worked, and that would be good. But before you do that, like the video and subscribe so I can not be burning up in a car riding to work, and I can make these videos all the time for you guys. So hey, if you want that, that's cool with me, dog. We can do this together. But alright, watch horror movies. Peace.